All right, I'm excited to get started with you guys today and talk just about some basics of clean eating. So maybe you can have a little bit of a refresher course for yourself if you've been trying to eat clean or healthy for a while, or some of this stuff may be completely new to you if you have never tried or paid much attention to what you eat in the past. So this is Erin Murphy with EM Health and Fitness. And today, basics of eating healthy and clean to get your body as lean as you possibly can. To start out with, I want to say this is a very basic outline of eating clean. If you're training for a specific event or if you've hired a fitness professional and for your specific body, they're giving you some different tips and information, obviously follow that. If you have certain restrictions in your diet, you need to speak with someone about that as well, or allergies, blah, blah, blah. But this is a very basic, simple way to eat healthy and clean to get lean. First things first, you want to eat 6 small meals a day. That can vary a little bit. Some people eat 5, some people eat 7. Some of this depends on how hungry you are, how active you are, how long you're awake. So I encourage people to get plenty of sleep and go to bed early, but sometimes that is, it's unavoidable when we have to stay up late sometimes. So you want to begin eating anywhere between a half hour to an hour after you wake up. Like for me, I work out right when I wake up, and so I start eating about an hour after I wake up. But you don't want to have big, huge spaces of time that you're not getting any food. So for example, if you eat your last meal at say 6 and you're awake till midnight, if you eat your 6th meal at 6, that's a big span of time. You're going to be starving. So you want to eat a 7th meal. To recap what we've talked about already, you want to eat somewhere between 5 to 7 meals throughout the day. Your meals should be spaced anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours apart. The idea is to keep satisfied, this kind of level of fullness all day. So you're never going to be completely stuffed, right? But you're never going to be hungry. You're just going to be full throughout the entire day. This will prevent you from overeating. It'll also get your metabolism burning really, really efficiently. So now what should we eat and how much? Since you're eating so often, your meals are going to be smaller. Here's a really easy rule of thumb for portion sizes. Now for most people, you can get pretty much as lean as you want to get eating as many vegetables as you want. I don't spend a ton of time measuring out my vegetables. That's the filler that keeps you full throughout the day. The bulk of your diet should be vegetables. And if you're trying to get really, really lean, you should focus on green vegetables, all right? So eat as many vegetables as you want at your meals. Again, if you have specific goals, a specific trainer, limitations, any of those things, this might vary a little bit. But as a general rule, as many veggies as you want. Your protein, you should try to get protein at almost all of your meals. That doesn't mean that you're eating tons of meat. There's lots of other ways to get protein. We'll talk about those as well, but quinoa is one. Lots of beans have a considerable amount of protein in them. So don't feel like you have to eat a ton of meat. If you like that, go ahead. If not, you can do it without. However, your protein serving size should be, if you're having meat, it's about 4 ounces. It's the size of the palm of your hand. So don't drive yourself crazy measuring and weighing stuff unless you're training for something specific that you need to do that. But I don't. Just eyeball it. The thickness and the size of the palm of your hand is how big your protein should be. If you're eating something like quinoa or beans or something like that, just the amount that you can fit in the palm of your hand essentially is the serving size for that. The serving size for carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, so your rice, your potatoes, sweet potatoes are considered, your body metabolizes that as a carbohydrate. Oatmeal, those type of things, the amount that can fit in the palm of your hand, again, about a cup prepared, all right? Fruit, the same thing, what can fit in your hand. Sliced apples, one small apple, or if it's sliced up, what can fit in your hand. So fruits, berries, I eat a lot of those, just the amount that can fit in your hand. That's your serving size of berries. And then serving size of healthy fats, those are things like nuts, nut butters, avocados, coconut oil. I lump dairy products in there. A lot of us have problems eating dairy. So if you don't eat dairy, that's fine. I don't eat a lot of dairy. But if you do, it's lumped in as a healthy fat. The serving sizes for dairy are on the package because that's kind of a manufactured food. So you just need to read and have the serving size that it says on the package of whatever it is, cheese, all those things. Nuts, it's a small handful. For almonds, it's like 12 almonds. If you buy them in a jar, it'll tell you how many. Nut butters, the serving size is very, very small. You need to pay attention to this. It's 2 tablespoons, so it's like 2 little spoonfuls. That's all you can have. So that's keeping it simple. And I'm gonna post this as well, but I just wanna go through a rundown with you really quick. The other thing, how much of these things should you be eating? So you're eating 6 meals a day, give or take. Most of the carbohydrates that you need in your diet will be coming from your vegetables. So you don't need to eat a whole lot of refined carbs, meaning rice, pasta, potatoes, oatmeal. Maybe 1 meal a day has those things in them. So 1 meal with refined carbs, mine's usually breakfast, it's oatmeal. If I have oatmeal for breakfast. If I don't, I save that for later on in the day and I'll have a sweet potato or something like that for my carbohydrate. Vegetables at every meal, as many as you want. Healthy fats, 2 meals a day should contain healthy fats. People go way overboard on their healthy fats, so keep that in mind. Just about 2 meals a day. Fruits, about 2 or 3 meals a day could contain fruit. That's one of those things. I replace my dessert, my sweet tooth, with fruit. Obviously, that is a much better thing to do than eating a candy bar or a pie. So if you want to eat a little extra fruit to save yourself from eating junk, don't sweat it, eat it, right? But watch it a little bit. It's not like vegetable where you can just eat until you want to have vegetables coming out of your ears. You still need to pay a little bit of attention to the amount of fruit that you eat. And protein, you want to have protein for almost every meal. Sometimes if I have oatmeal, I don't have protein for breakfast, but I usually have a protein in all of my meals. So, basics of clean eating. You want to try and eat just good, basic, all-natural foods. So unprocessed foods. Don't buy things that come in packages. Make most of your food from home. Another major rule that will make or break your success here is making and preparing your food in advance. In my groups, I'm going to talk a lot about meal prep for the week. On the weekend, you need to prep your food for the entire week. Sounds daunting, does not have to be. I'll give you tips and pointers for that as we go. If you are not prepared, what's that saying? If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, right? Don't tell yourself you're gonna do it later or during the week, you're gonna make time, you won't. You're gonna get caught without your healthy food and you're gonna eat things you should not. Prep all of your food in advance for the whole week. Take it with you everywhere you go, all right? So there's another major important rule to clean eating. The other one is drink lots and lots of water. And those of you who drink alcohol, alcohol is a treat. It's not a weekly indulgent if you're trying to lean out. People will just neglect to think about their alcohol consumption, especially like wine and things like that. We just think, oh, it doesn't count. It does. So most people, as a general rule, to be totally honest with you, if you're trying to get leaner, I just don't drink alcohol. But if that's part of your life, most people can have like 2 or 3, some people are gonna hate me for this, glasses of like wine a week and lean out. Some people can't. So if you're eating perfectly clean and you're drinking a little bit and you're not leaning out, that's what it is and it needs to go. So you're gonna need to pay attention to your own body that way. All right, I think I've covered most of the basics here. Make sure along with your clean eating, you need to be exercising 5 to 6 days a week for 45 to 60 minutes. Hard, all right? So we're gonna get going throughout this process of clean eating and leaning out and getting healthy, and I'm excited to be part of it with you.